Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. And today we have a really interesting topic that is UTMs. And I don't know if a lot of you know what is the story behind UTMs because it's been quite the hidden one. I think as marketers, you're always told, okay, go ahead, create the UTMs and just post, publish them on the URLs and start tracking the campaigns. But for this video, actually, I did some research and I would love to tell you the story behind it. Right. So UTM was actually built by a company called Urchin Software Corporation and not Google. That's what I think most of us originally thought. And the full form of UTM is Urchin Tracking Modules, right? So in 1990s, there was a company that built UTMs for better tracking of web analytics. And they were pretty successful until they got acquired by Google in 2005. The interesting part is Google Analytics was launched in 2006, so they were just prepping for it before it, and that's when they acquired Urchin Software Corporation. So that's how that company revolutionized tracking of web analytics. And then Google sort of made it standard into their analytics and tracking. So diving into it, let's understand what are the 5 UTM parameters and what exactly do they stand for. And this is, I think, the most confusing part for people who are starting off or even who have been through this process of adding UTMs. So first of all is campaign source. Source is basically from where are you generating that data, right? That is coming to the analytics. So source, let's say you're running Google Ads for a company and source should be Google, right? Because that's where you're running the ads at. If it was Microsoft, you'll write Microsoft. If it is Google, you write Google. Then the second thing is medium. Medium is like, are you running a social media campaign? Are you running a paid media campaign? If you're running Google Ads, it's a paid media campaign, so we write CPC. What's the name? Or you'll write whatever campaign name you've given it. For that, I'll make a separate video of how to actually name your campaigns because naming conventions are also very important, especially when you're handling like 100, 200 campaigns at once. Then campaign term. Now, this is your segregating the campaigns further. So, you know, how do you segregate the campaigns further? That's campaign, ad set, and ad name. So now in the campaign term, you'll write the ad set name, and in the campaign content, you'll write the ad name. So let's actually create a UTM from scratch. And there are multiple ways of creating it. One is doing it manually. You set up a Google Sheet, you create it step by step. But that is favorable if you're building campaigns in bulk. But let's say the most basic and the easiest way to create a UTM is you go here. There's this link called as Campaign URL Developer by Google Analytics, and this is the simplest way of creating it. So because I already filled it out, it's showing up as filled out, but I'll do it again. Yeah, for the ease of understanding, let's start again. So let's say I am running a campaign on our website, that is Zenix Media, right? Copy the link from here. And this doesn't have to be a homepage. This needs to be the page which you're going to add as URL on your Google Ads, right? So this has to be the landing page you'll be using, not just the homepage or any other pages. Campaign ID, you can add the campaign ID if you want, but it's not necessary. As you can see, the sign right here which shows this is mandatory. So the source is Google because that's where you're running the ads. Campaign medium is CPC because it paid advertisement. If it was social, you write social, and it also explains it over here, right? If you're running like email campaigns, you write email over here, and then campaign name. I'll be writing search Zenex search, right? USA. Let's say I'm running a campaign in the States, so I'll write Zenex search USA. Now, what is the ad set? It can be whatever you're segregating your campaign based on. So I'll probably segregate based on states. So we can just write, Washington, and content can be V1, add one, version 2, add one, add two, whatever you want to. Yeah, so whatever you want to write as your ad name, you can add it right here in the campaign content because it makes it a lot more streamlined when you go into analytics and pull out the reports, right? So, and you'll see right here when you add all of this data, this URL shows up. That is It writes your source, medium, campaign name, term, and also the content. And all you need to do is copy and go to your Google Ads, paste this where you add the URL, and you're good. Now, when you run the campaign, and then this data starts populating into your Google Analytics, and you can see exactly and show it to your client from where the traffic is coming from, what exactly is the medium, the campaign name, term, and content. This way, everything gets streamlined. You can pull out better reports, and also the tracking is really, really good. So I would suggest you do it, even though GA4 now is doing a pretty good job with their Google Ads section already separated, but I would still suggest you to add UTMs in every campaign you run. And I hope this video was useful to you. It gave you the insights you needed. And feel free to add any comments you want to, and I'll create another video on it. All right, see you next time. Bye bye.